Hey there, Capricorns. What's up? Jackie here, she, hers. This is your sexual self-care and relationships energy read. Capricorns, out of the sex messages deck, we have sexual pleasure is not sexual pressure. Stop pressuring yourself or other people to have sex. This has come out in some other signs, so make sure you check your sun, moon, Mars, Mercury, and Venus. This is for all Capricorn placements in those areas. And or if this is for my cross watchers out there, maybe this is something that you're inquiring about when it comes to Capricorns here. Capricorns, the messages are just so clear when it comes to all my different decks that we're using today. Out of the sexual self-care card, we have dissociation coming up overall. Now, some of you may have experienced past trauma. Maybe you have been dissociating more and more and more, or maybe even doing this during sex. We also have master number 32 here, which 32 breaks down to fives, which talks about the throat chakra here. So really need to speaking into existence what you do and what you don't want sexually. And maybe this is some of you needing to talk about stop sexually pressuring me. That is not pleasurable, okay? But you also, out of the Sex Magic Tarot, have the Five of Cups sideways. And so we'll get into that a little bit. Maybe you're 55, maybe 5 is a significant number for you. Maybe your life path 5. Maybe your 5th house is activated by creative sexuality and activities and exploring things more. Take what resonates with you, Capricorn, but this card says dissociation can come up during sex when related to complex trauma, fear, stress, anxiety, or a lack of intimacy. You or your partners or spouse may have a difficult time feeling physical sensations and thoughts, and your mind might be wandering during sex, or you could be distracted. Pay attention to you and your partner's, spouses, whatever body to understand if you or they are present for sex. So some of you need to sexually check in, and maybe this is why some of you don't want to have sex, because maybe you experienced some sort of trauma. Now, can you dissociate during sex without trauma? Absolutely yes. So Capricorns, we also have out of the Spirit Says deck and the Real as Fuck Relationships deck, 2 different messages that I think really truly go together when it comes to all these other energies here. We have projection as fake protection. Stop projecting your ex, your past, or your emotions onto your relationship. Change, which is just so beautiful because 5s represent changes here. And I feel like we're going through a major change. We also have Spirit Says messages passed on, loved ones are safe, and saying they are with you. Connect with them. I think a lot of you are really making some different types of decisions when it comes to sex overall. And underneath that, wow, okay, underneath the Real as Fuck Relationships deck, we have Say It Single for a while and focus on the things that you want to do, bucket list. So I feel like some of you are really trying to call on or really missing past loved one, ancestors, family members, guides, whatever it might be. I'm so sorry for those of you that are experiencing grief and loss, but you're like, if I could only talk to my mom, if I could only talk to my dad, if I could only talk to my parent, my caregiver, my grandma, my grandpa, whatever, whomever that relates to for you, it feels like you just needed this message here from them overall out of the Real Fuck Relationships. And then underneath that, we have painful projection. So Cappy, call people out on their shit. Use that throat chakra. That was underneath this one, underneath the Real Fuck Relationships. So we really have a lot of people liking to project on you and being like, it's not my fault, blah, 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 whatever. So we have 5 of Cups. I feel like some of you are going through grief and loss, depression. It came up sideways, and I think some of you are maybe starting to experiencing this or have experienced this before and maybe might come out of this in the future, but you have the power to change. And a lot of you are really experiencing a lot of sexual performance anxiety as well, maybe bad sex dreams, sexual trauma. 9 of Swords in the upright really represents that for me. Wow. And 5 of Wands, confirmation, 55, 5 is really coming up significant for you. In this deck, the Sex Magic Tarot, that's like hidden enemy, a spy, someone looking at you and maybe trying to also cause chaos, conflict, competition here. So this could be an X, feels like X energy, Cappies. So as always, let me know what you have going on in the comments below. For those of you that are new, make sure you hit subscribe. I would love for you to be a part of my Shameless squad here. But what are the most important messages? So we have dating and relating coming out, hashtag doing you overall. And then we have divorce and done, moving on and letting go, how it's supposed to be. That came out in a previous read that I did. So before yours, when I was like in my black outfit, Cappies, that I think came out in Sagittarius's read. I don't remember. I did that last week and we are uploading late. So I apologize for, my delay, but we have dating and relating, we have divorce and done. Some of you might need to move on and let go of somebody, and maybe that's like why you're trying to call on your spiritual guide or your teams or family members that have passed on. Like, how did they handle this? How did they do this? What did they do in order to really learn about like how that divorce was processed or handled? And then for some of you, we have hot and heavy going steady. This says, let's see where this goes. So we'll clarify this and see what comes up overall for you Capricorns. And make sure that you like my video too, because that helps me so much get my message out there, especially if you resonate with anything in here. Tell me about dating and relating. Ooh, we got one card that wants to come out right away. Yikes, moon card in reverse is showing us. Okay, got a lot. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're not happy. There's some sort of subconscious belief or programming. Maybe this person, like, you're relating to them, but like maybe deep down inside, you know it's not going to work, is what this is showing me. Pisces energy, also Cancer energy. And this deck always just gives me Scorpio energy. And then we have Ace of Wands showing itself. And then in the reverse here, like, I feel like you might reject somebody, or you might just be like, okay, this is really not my jam at the end of the day. I don't want to have sex with you. I don't want to give them a wrong impression. I don't want to hook up with them. And maybe you're just dating and relating because you might just be like, I want to go on dates and that's it. And maybe you just want that intellectual intimacy a little bit more, or emotional intimacy, like when it's in a one-on-one date type of setting. Nice. We have the Knight of Swords coming out. So communication, there will be some sort of communication that comes towards you overall. Air sign energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We are in Aquarius season as I'm recording this. So maybe that's something new in regards of a date night, but you're really going to get a message, or this is you needing to have a conversation with this person about like, you know, you're not really my jam. You may also be more interested in someone who isn't so vanilla with sex, but more so kinky, because we do have a whip. You might be playing around with BDSM kink. You could also be watching BDSM kink online. You could be going to a community party, whatever, Cappies, you do you, boo. Let's get one more because I'm curious about this overall. Empress in the reverse. So we have Libra or Taurus. You might be rejecting one of them. An Eight of Swords. Yikes. So this really gives me the energy of like someone got pregnant. Like you fucked around and you found out, right? Like this is a one night stand here. And maybe this is something where you're like, no, let's use protection. Empress energy in the traditional tarot, it has pregnant C card on it, right? But then like with sexuality, it's like someone could be getting pregnant here, not using birth control. Be careful. And Eight of Swords in the upright, it's like they're keeping you in that, or you're keeping yourself in that type of relationship or energy. But the Wheel of Fortune is coming in for you. Karmic energy is coming in overall. So we have, again, Taurus, double Taurus confirmation. We have Leo, and we also have Aquarius and Scorpio here, energy overall. So we have a couple different energies that are coming out with this in particular. Let's kind of see what's going on here, but I feel like that's really the story of it. You might just also reject somebody and say like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this one night stand here. You might go back and forth on it, and this person might be pushing you or playing mind games to keep you stuck with that Eight of Swords and the upright energy, manipulation energy. So make sure you speak up. There's a lot of swords here. Like you deserve better is what I feel like telling you, Capricorns, especially with that Empress in the reverse. It's like, you need to claim that confident power. So you need to be working on your solar plexus chakra during this time. That's the third one too. So divorce and done. What's going on here? Sorry, I have my ring light falling over. So it really feels like some of you might be, I'm done. I'm falling down on the ground. Like I can't do this anymore. It is going to fall. So let me just do that for y'all. Got this underlight going here, but interesting how that happens. Wow, moon here. So interesting with the ring light and the moon coming down here. This might come in during the full moon. Someone's mad or upset with you. Someone's serving you papers, vice versa. You could be very emotional about this, vice versa. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy here. What's going on? Page of Pentacles in the reverse here. This might also be some sort of child custody battle case. And Page of Swords. Wow. Page of Pentacles in the reverse is like fighting and battling over money, the house, the different types of things, the cars, the stuff, the things that you want. And so someone's going to really like hone in on your energy here, earth sign energy. But then we also have Page of Swords. They're being very strategic, Capricorn. They want to take you for all the different things that you have created and flip your world upside down. This is like emotional turmoil and divorce here. Page of Swords in the upright. Like this is multiple messages. Maybe you have been divorced 3 times, Cappies. Maybe this is something where you have 3 kiddos and you're also going through like child custody battles with this or whatever. You could have, and then we also have Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. You could have these in your chart, these other energies. This other person could have this in their chart. This could be during the time of the year or the seasons that this happens to. Final outcome with this. What's going on? Temperance in the reverse, Sagittarius energy, and Seven of Pentacles. You aren't happy. Like, they were ungrounded, they were unbalanced, maybe even struggled with alcohol or addictions, like things in moderation. Also, like, you're like, you weren't giving me enough of what I need relationally, sexually, emotionally, and it's not satisfying for you. Eight of Swords. Yeah, you feel stuck in this situation. Top of the deck here, King of Wands here. In the reverse, it flipped out, so really could also be like burnt out on sex, not receiving sex, also not having that creative sexual expression to play a little bit. In the Chariot and the upright, Cancerian energy. So whatever you're doing, we love to see that card in the upright. You're moving on and it's going to be successful. You could also be moving away, moving out, vice versa. Partner, spouse could also be doing this for you, and it's how it's supposed to be, boo. Tell me about hot and heavy, going steady here. Oh, we got a card popped out. Yikes. Ace of Swords in the reverse and Page of Cups in the reverse. They're holding back their true feelings for you. Ten of Pentacles. But once they actually come forth with this is like a family union. Like, I feel like for some of you singles out there, it's like, oh, I may be a little scared to tell them how I truly feel. Like, don't. Spirit is saying, like, let's see where this goes. And you get 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is so beautiful. That is you get the house, you get the dog, you get the car, you get the partner, you get the spouse, you get all the things. Like, you get to eat your cake and have it too. But if you don't actually put yourself out there, you're not doing yourself justice here. This could also be a Libra approaching you. And bottom of the deck, 10-10. 10-10 could also be significant for you too. This is also the family member, the wholehearted, loving, emotional partner here when it comes to sex and sexuality as well. Two of Swords. You don't see that you might be self-sabotaging this and like needing to make a choice here. Devil in the reverse and self-sabotage in your overall energy. You're coming out of this, Capricorn, which is very beautiful. So Spirit's literally saying, like, go. Do what you got to do. Right now, overall energy, bottom of the deck, getaway, time for a little mini trip, day trip, or a vacation here. Make sure that you take time for yourself as well during this time, Cappies. Yeah, Knight of Cups. You might need to fill up your cup emotionally and really go within to understand, like, what is it that I want before I can communicate this to, you know, other people I'm seeing, I'm dating, or whatever. Top of the deck here, we have watching you. Someone is watching your every movement, paying attention to what you do. Watch out here. I feel like that's the divorce energy, and trust is number one. You need to build trust before you touch. So I picked up on that with the one night stand energy. That's one of the things. If you really want to have a relationship, Capricorns, and we have dating and relating popped back out as I like dropped some of these. But if you really want to be able to have a relationship with somebody, you need to be able to make sure that you don't self-sabotage. And if you're like, I'm not gonna have sex until, you know, this point in time in a relationship or dating this person, then stick to that boundary with yourself. Typically it's around 90 days, and that's when you see the red flags with people. And trust is number one. It's coming back out. So don't know who needs to hear that, but Spirit's like confirmation again here. Let's see what y'all need to be focusing in on for your sexual self-care during this time. Music. So creating a sex playlist. You could also be turned on by this. Songs that really get you in the mood overall. 68 breaking down to a 14, which breaks down to the 5. So maybe like pumping up your sexual libido with some music and changing here. We also have outfit coming out for you as well, which just says wearing what makes you feel right and sexy, exploring different types of clothing here as well, lingerie, dressing up, whatever. We have sex manual overall, very beautiful. We have looking up sex sneaks, reading for various books for learning or writing or creating your own of like what's important to me. I help coaching clients do that all the time, and it's actually really, really fun. So good for y'all if you've been like thinking about this, contemplating it, or whatever. But yeah, then we have mental health in the reverse coming out. So I feel like some of you are coming out of like a bad episode of depression or, you know, trauma or that dissociative energy here. We have 62, which breaks down to an 8. You could also be seeing 88 a lot. 888 is coming out, which is like abundance energy. Very beautiful, Capricorn. But this basically says going to therapy, anxiety, burnout, depression, or sex all influences sexual health. So I feel like a lot of you are learning about that, really taking care of yourself. Master number 11 here. You have so many like angel numbers and ascended masters around you. Bath time could be really good for self-care, being naked, intimate with your body, and really taking that time for you, as that came out in the Real as Fuck relationship deck. Also cleanse your energy too. Then we also have solo sexual self-care. Things that make you feel sexy, intimate with you. Assess what you need. Is it sex? Is it pleasure? Or is it intimacy? Because all of those things are different. And there's 13 different types of intimacy. So there's not just physical intimacy, sexual intimacy. And I always ask clients, like, what do you mean when you say intimacy? Like, we're not intimate. And I think it's because a lot of people are afraid or fearful of just even saying the word sex. So it's like, really dive in to figure out what you want there, okay? Let's close this out with one final sex message reminder for you, Capricorns. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be a part of my Shameless Squad. I love that so much. If you want a free 1-question birth chart read, make sure you fill out the survey below. If you want your own personal live reading with me, make sure you look at shamelesstherapy.org, link below too. But we have take a day, stay in bed, plan sexual intimacy, sexual self-care hour by hour, then see what magic happens. I don't remember who this came out, but go watch the other videos. This came out in someone's last overall message too, when it comes to the energy. So Spirit says message, most important final message for the Capricorn collective here. Comment below what's going on, Cappies, because I don't know what the hell is going on out there and who this is for. We have an aura reading or photography. Understand your energy and what you are emitting. Colors. So this could go back to that divorce and flip the energy or different types of things that you may be feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to talk about this. I don't know how to approach this person or whatever. And it can really give you some great information on how to cleanse your aura, how to work on your aura, how to call in better energies to your aura. Maybe some of you have really dark black auras at this time, which could be indicative of depression as well. Cappies, thank you so much for being here. Hit subscribe below. Stay tuned for more and stay shameless.